Hey everyone. We good?
Ask if they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
A little echoey.
Let's see. Go.
We'll get started and let me know if this is a problem. So thanks for having me. My name is Jennifer O'Keefe. I'm a co-founder at Personal and also responsible for product management. First, before we get started, at the last DC Tech Meetup, a number of you signed up afterwards to join our closed beta. And the invitations are coming. We are working on just the final polishing touches of the system before we send out the next round of invites. So thanks for your patience, and we're excited to hear what you think. For those of you who don't know, Personal is a private data vault that lets users own, control, and ultimately benefit from their information. Our users decide what kind of information they want to manage, and they decide who they want to give access to. We've built Personal as a platform that's designed to let users ultimately share this information via API with entrepreneurs, developers, partners, and other companies to create interesting experiences. Give me one sec. So when a user logs in, what I'm going to show you today is essentially, what I'm going to show you today is focused on the tools that let you create and manage data in the system and grant access to those people that you trust. When you log into the site, you land on the home page. When you log into the site, you land on the home page, which is essentially your finger on the pulse of your data. It tells you about the kind of information you're managing, who you've given access to, and who's asked you for access to your data. If you go to the data vault, you start to see some of the gems that I'm managing in Personal. Personal uses data gems to organize the pieces of data in the system. They are discrete packages of information that can be selectively shared with other people. They can also be combined in order to create the perfect package of data. And so one of the ways we use Personal right now is to help with new employees. We have a gem that's called the company stuff gem. And it essentially goes through all of the information that's not in any employee handbook. Things like what's available in the kitchen, how do you go about getting office supplies, what's the Wi-Fi information for employees and also for guests. It also includes information on local restaurants, places that we like to go for lunch, as well as the nearest pharmacy, the nearest post office, and the nearest shipping location. And I know we're all used to using sites like Yelp for restaurant recommendations and to learn what's available in different neighborhoods. What's different about this is that it is personal. It's information that only employees of our company know about where we like to go to lunch and for what occasions we like to go. So Thunderburger is a restaurant up the street from us that's just a little different, I guess we'll say. It's got AstroTurf on the walls. And it is the place that our CEO likes to take potential candidates for employment to see how they react to being in a different environment. And prior to tonight, no one except the employees at Personal knew that. I guess the DC Tech community knows that now. But we're hiring, and so hopefully we'll all be in a good place with that. If we go back to some other gems, one thing that we also use is to manage account logins, so that a new employee can get access to this information. What are the survey monkey credentials? We have an iPad at the office. How do you download an app? How do you unlock it? What do we use Basecamp for? What do you use? How do you log into the company Facebook page? Things like that. And if I wanted to grant access to this information to a new hire, I can go to this page, I can add the company stuff gem, choose where I want to add it to, and grant access. Now you might have noticed on the previous account page that any data that was related to account passwords or logins was encrypted. all of the data that is stored in the system is stored with SSL. So it's basically as safe as most banks. But information that's personally identifiable, financially sensitive, or relative to something, an account login or something like that, is encrypted with an additional level of security that means that only personal users and the people they give access to can access that information. If I log out and switch to the other account that I showed you earlier on accident, you see again on the home page all of the information that I've added that has been given to this user. And when you go to the data vault, in the gems from other section, because I've given these gems to the people, you see these gems. Now the account login information is there for constant reference. They can look this up at any time on the web or on their mobile phone, and that will always be updated. So if I change a password for an iPad, I can send that to everyone. They'll get it in real time. Now if a user wanted to change something, say they wanted to add a restaurant to the company stuff gem, they can also adopt this. Again, unlocking the data as they move it into their system. They can adopt the entire gem and then it's theirs. They can edit it, they can share it with other people, they can do whatever they want with it. Now this is how we've been using Personal as a company. We've been using it to help new employees find the information that we don't always remember to give to them, that we take for granted because it's something that we all know. But I also have found Personal to be immensely useful in my personal life. Like most of you here, I have a number of computers, some phones, electronic information, and Personal lets me organize the warranty information, when I bought it, where, all of the information about serial numbers. For the foodies out there, we have a number of gems around favorite recipes, favorite restaurants, and dinner party guests, which essentially lets you learn about food allergies and food preferences and dietary restrictions before your guests arrive. And one of the gems that is probably appropriate for the women theme of the night are the shopping gems, which essentially are a lifesaver for me and the relationships in my life. I filled out the women's clothing and women's shoes gem. It has my preferences and my sizes in it. I've given it to my husband, my mom, and my sister, and it gives them the freedom to buy me something instead of me saying, I'd like this particular item. It gives them latitude to use their creativity, but it also saves me the hassle of returning things I don't like or that don't fit me. So, Personal has 100 gems right now. We have over 3,000 fields of data that we are allowing users to manage in the system. We're growing and looking forward to feedback from you guys